Hello everyone. So in our previous video we have seen what is dependency injection, how to implement the dependency injection without Spring and with Spring framework. In this video we will see how to implement dependency injection using Spring Boot. So the template is already ready. I have this pom.xml in which the dependencies will be required. Basically these two are important. So I'll be sharing the GitHub URL. You can check out and do this practice. So let's begin. I have two folders, config and services. And I will use the same old pattern. I'll have four classes: A class, B class, C class and D class. So A class, let's start. I'll make it as component. So this is just one of the way I'm trying to explain dependency injection. We have other ways also. So it's not necessary what I'm putting over here is the only way out. So you can try out other methods as well. My idea is only to give a brief idea what exactly is dependency injection and what all ways we can achieve it. So I have defined this class A as component, and I'll just define a method over here, public void do something, and I'll just put a sysout statement saying class A is doing something. I'm taking the same example every time just to make sure and just to give a clarity what are the differences when we are doing it in different ways. In class B also I will mention it as component, and here also I'll have a public void do something and sysout statement again mentioning class B is doing something. Now you can see class A and class B are independent of each other. They are not depending on each other at all. So now we will have class C. In class C we will try to make it like this will be dependent on class A and B both. So let's first define it as component, and I'll have both the instances here, private A instance and private B instance. And now I'll have a constructor public C in which I'll pass A as well as B, and here I will pass it as this dot A equal to A, this dot B equal to B. So we have instantiated this class here. And I will have a method also here, public void do something. First I will call A dot do something, then I will call B dot do something, and then I will have its own method statement saying class C is doing something. So just remember the sequence how we are printing them. So this is my class C. Now the class C is dependent on class A and class B both. Now in class D we will make it dependent on class C. Component private C. We will have a constructor. Now we will have a method also, public void do something, and I'll first call the C method and then I will have its own class D is doing something. Okay, so now there is a slight change I will do over here. We have a constructor and we will put it as auto wired here. And in C also this constructor we will put it as auto wired. I'll explain you what auto wire will do in a while. So this is done. Now one small change I will do which I want to show you the difference. So for example, I don't want to auto wire it using constructor. I can also do it auto wire using a method. So for that we will do public void set C. I have created this method and here I'm doing the same thing. I'm just assigning the value of this dot C equal to C. So it's just that I'm doing the same thing, initialization in the constructor or in the method, and I'm auto wiring it. So now you see we have done classes A, B, C, D and we have auto wired. So auto wired is a keyword which is used for some dependency definitions which we did earlier in our bean.xml, or earlier we did it in the form of initialization in the main class. So we can avoid that. So if we are using auto wired here, that part will be automatically taken care by the Spring framework. So that's the idea. What is dependency injection? How auto wiring is enabling the dependency injection. So there are multiple times this question arises: is auto wiring dependency injection? According to me, auto wiring is not dependency injection, but it enables the dependency injection. Dependency injection is a full pattern. It's establishing the connection between the classes and the objects and the instances, and to create that sequence of flow. But how to achieve it? Autowire helps to or enables that or dependency injection action. So let's have an app config also. We will have an app config. I'll make it as a configuration, and I'll just do a component scan in which I'll mention base packages equal to com.example. So I'll just leave it for now. In the main class, we will just have this application context application context equal to new annotation config app, and I'll pass it. I will pass here config dot class, and we will call context dot get bean, in which I will pass d dot class, because now we are calling the first object or first class in the sequence, and semicolon, and here I'll just call the method of d class d dot execute d dot do something. So if you see here, if I called only d dot something, in our four classes A and B are independent, while C is dependent on A and B, and D is dependent on C. So D is the topmost class. If we call D class, automatically all other classes will be invoked. So you see here, do something, then I can call the C method as well. If I go inside the C method, I can get A and B both. So this is the sequence this time. There is a slight change from the previous video. So you can try it out yourself. Let's run this. So you can see the print, it is printed in the this sequence which we wanted. We called only D class object method instance, but we got it printed in the right sequence. We have designed it. Now one last thing I would also like to discuss. In C class, you can see we have auto wired via constructor, and we have auto wired via, sorry, in the D class we have auto wired via using a constructor, and we have auto wired using a method also. So there is no need for both, but if I remove this constructor part, and if I do it auto wired only using a method, then also it will work. So let me just show this one more thing. So see, we have also got this using the constructor and method. So basically what this auto wiring is doing, if you remember in the first video I have shown you, we have created the, like for example, A equal to new A. A is independent. Now B equal to new B. B is also independent. Now C equal to new C, but C is dependent on A and B. Now D equal to new D. D is dependent on C. So you see this dependency which we have created manually, this is the basic meaning of the dependency injection. This has been done by this one command auto wired. So that's actually action happening at the background. Also in the second video I've shown you that we have used beans, like in the, if we are using bean dot like bean, if we are using bean.xml, then we were setting up this connection like this, right, in which we were defining what is the ID. For example, if I start with A, because A is independent of independent class, and here we will mention the class, and the same way we will have for B, same way we'll have for B, and For C, because it is dependent on A and B, we will have two properties here. Property reference would be A, and there would be another property B because it is dependent on B. Property B. And the same way D will have one property which will be C. So this is what we did in our second video, which is the Spring framework without Spring Boot. So these were the two methods, and to to summarize it, in Spring Boot we don't need to do all this. We simply use auto wired and everything will be taken care. So if you ever face any issue with the auto wiring thing, or whether you should go for auto wiring using a constructor or whether you should go for auto wiring using a method, we can debug, we can troubleshoot what could be the issue and how best possible way we can design our classes. So I think dependency injection is clear. In some time later, maybe next week or so, I'll try to come up with a factory pattern, what is factory pattern and how factory pattern is used in Spring Boot. So that's it for today. I hope this is helpful. If you guys have any questions or any use cases which are good to be discussed, please feel free to put it in the comment section. Thank you so much.